Alright, here we go. Hey, hello everybody, this is Purge, and I'm bringing you guys Game 3 of Virtus.Pro versus mTw. If you guys are on stream, thank you much for being very patient, and it's been a while. If you guys are watching on VODs, we've been waiting about probably 2 hours, an hour and a half at least, Memoria and I here, and but the game's finally happening, so this is going to be the conclusion to their best of 3. They're currently tied up 1-1.
Yep, long-awaited Game 3 is finally here. Some quick first bans going out, Syllabear as well as Lycanthrope.
And Virtus.Pro gets the first pick this game. They're going to be playing on the Radiant team. Kuroki did show back up. He was having some issues either being asleep or not being able to get into the lobby. But he's all here now. The full rosters are there, and the game is finally on its way. Very long awaited. We're not really sure who's going to win this. It's been very, very equal.
Yes, it has been very tight, and we say full rosters, but Virtus.Pro is still missing Dread as well as Aizen. And Scandal as well as Blow Your Brain are standing in.
Yeah, that's been the case all day. So both of them played very well, though. Scandal played a really strong Leshrac earlier. If not both games. Didn't he play both games, Leshrac?
He did.
He may have, yeah.
Yes.
Blow Your Brain playing support, I believe, has been his role. As Kuroki played a hard carry role. So Darkseer gets banned as well from mTw. Not going to see any vacuum nastiness as Virtus.Pro also bans a Broodmother. So like you said before, Synderen bans that hero all the time, doesn't want to deal with it, and Virtus.Pro banning it for them.
Yeah, it's I would say it could be a little bit wasteful. However, you know, I guess it's the same 5 heroes mostly that get banned all the time anyways, with a few exceptions. So it's not too big a deal. It's not too much of a tipping point.
Yeah, shouldn't make too big of a difference. And it also gives them the idea, I mean, mTw obviously probably doesn't like playing against it, but I'm sure they can play the hero just fine as well. So what this covers Virtus.Pro doing is if mTw decided to just say, okay, we'll let Broodmother squeak through, we'll leave some other tier 1 hero in, and we'll be able to grab a Broodmother and like a Leshrac or something. Like 2 really strong heroes in their first 2 picks, and that would be really nasty for Virtus.Pro. So it's oftentimes better just to throw them out of there. Just say, whatever. Don't deal with them, just ban them, get it done with.
Yeah, and the first game in the series without a Leshrac.
So that means a lot of heroes are going to squeak through. And keep in mind, Lone Druid was not banned first round in any of these games. I believe he was in both games as well. So we still have Invoker, we still have Nature's Prophet, we still have Windrunner, any other major heroes? Yep. Chen and Enchant.
Chen and Enchant. So we're going to see possibly a Chen versus Enchant matchup this game, and Virtus.Pro picks up the Invoker. The past 2 games, Synderen played the other Invoker, and this time it's probably going to be Kuroki.
If that's the case, who's playing the hard carry role?
I don't think they will have someone playing a hard carry role, as far as I can predict. But let's see how it goes.
Yeah, they're gonna grab a Chen, and a pretty easy pick there. But their next pick, I'm thinking maybe a Tidehunter, maybe a Shadow Demon. They're gonna grab a Beastmaster though, so they want really, really strong solo bot lane.
Yep, and that Beastmaster aura works very well with
That's
Chen
very
creeps.
true.
Tanky creeps attacking really fast with chaos damage. So yeah, it's a good pickup. Definitely a good solo. You could lane him mid, you could lane him bot. They have that freedom still.
Yeah, and we saw how well the stacking worked in the last game once they picked up all those golems. They did get ganked one time while they were working on it, but Roar also just really helps a lot to catch people out of position. And think of what happened in Game 1 if you guys watched that, which was heavy pushing, I believe, from Virtus.Pro, and then heavy pushing from mTw, Virtus.Pro was defending, and they kept catching Enigma slightly out of position. The Roar comes down. At that point, you're stunned for so long that they can fall up pretty easily. So when you have really long disables like that, it helps you punish mistakes a little bit easier. So 2 more picks coming from Virtus.Pro. They're going to go for an Enigma, which will give them a nice jungling hero. Could solo the top lane with that as well. I think they're going to need some kind of counter pusher for sure against a Chen, and they go for a Windrunner, which I assume is going to be Santa on the top lane, trying to slow down that early Chen push.
That is correct. Most likely will be Santa on the top lane with the Windrunner, and Enigma, we can predict him going into the bottom jungle. And that kind of frees up, some more opportunities for dual lanes and solos right now. They could get a roaming hero and have 3 solos with a reliable roam, as well as more farm-oriented hero on the bot lane.
Yeah, they definitely do have a lot of options. They could even do like a solo Enigma if they really wanted to.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
Since they have a Windrunner already, that's basically 3 heroes that are most likely going to take farm. So it kind of covers most of their spots. So I think it's going to be an Enigma jungle, pretty much guaranteed. But is mTw going to do an aggressive Chen jungle is the question. Because once you have a jungling hero like Enigma, he can jungle very fine by himself, but if he does get ganked, or if there's like Chen or an enchant as well as another support here covering against him, it really screws up his farm.
Now we're gonna see a lot of early game aggression from mTw. Picking up that Vengeful Spirit pretty much means that the Chen and the Vengeful are gonna be roaming around the map, throwing the magic missile, landing the Centaur stun or the net, and trying to pick off kills. Um, in the European scene, we see mostly Chens that like ganking, whereas in the Asian scene, in the Eastern scene, it's Chens who like farming.
Really?
Yeah, they farm their Chens up quite a bit, get an early arcane mech and stuff, whereas in the European scene, they love moving around, getting towers, um, ganking a lot, getting a lot of kills.
And we'll see which style is better when the international actually happens, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep in mind, mTw has crazy aura stack right now. They have Chen, Beastmaster, and a Vengeful Spirit. So, are they gonna, dare I say, go for that Drow Ranger? Probably not, but it would be fun to see.
It would be very fun to see. They might just go for a DPS oriented carry to help. You know, I don't. Maybe a Morphling could be a choice.
They could get any carry. It doesn't really matter,
Yeah.
you know. Like you think about a carry in a normal situation, people already value them highly. If you stack
Yeah.
auras on top of that, it's like, oh well, the anti-mage is good before, but now he attacks even faster, and he does bonus damage, and he's got a couple Chen auras as well. And you can grab you can grab an Alpha Wolf or a Centaur that gives you damage and attack speed, and that all stacks in Dota 2. There's a lot of nice little mechanics fixes that are in the game. Like for example, yesterday, Bloodlust now works on Silbear's Bear. You can cast it on there, and it stacks with Rapid,
wow.
something that used to not be possible. So lots of little stuff like that that are getting fixed due to the engine improvements.
Shadow Demon being banned, pretty standard, and Tinker ban. Tinker for the last ban we saw in the last game coming out of Virtus.Pro 2.
Or they had to play against it, yeah, right?
Yeah, they had to play against it one game, and the second game they banned it out. I guess they were scared of Sokshuka's Epic Tinker, which actually didn't do too bad last game, but just couldn't make it happen 2 games ago.
Yeah, it's really tough to play against that Tinker, really. The laser missile, the March of the Machines, it took a long time for them to beat that down. It was definitely a very, very long upward hill. Rasta actually banned from Virtus.Pro, a hero that doesn't get banned very often, but in this case, definitely worth it. mTw is not going to be able to use that hero to push down towers quickly. They would have auras on top of that with that Chen, so pretty good heals as well. And finally, a Lich from mTw, because they want to make sure that they don't have Chain Frost luck and or Sacrifice Denies, which makes me think that they're going to go for a melee hard carry as well.
That could be possible. The Frost Hammer, you know, one of the worst enemies of any melee hard carry, and
especially early game.
And Lich is such a presence, such a humongous presence in the laning phase. The denies, the Nova harass. Like you could easily lane a melee hero at mid with a Lich, and then work on winning your other lanes.
Yeah, pretty much any melee hero. So Panda is still in the pool. Keep that in mind because you have Pandair and Brewmaster pick. Hero that we haven't seen yet, and I think the question is Virtus.Pro going to grab the hero or is mTw going to get it? And they're going to grab a Crystal Maiden for their support here. They couldn't really draft a major carry quite yet, or a semi-carry. And this way they don't have to commit to a hard carry either.
Yes, and NS plays a very, very scary Crystal Maiden.
It's the biggest oxymoron ever. Scary Crystal Maiden.
Scary Crystal Maiden, indeed. Yeah.
Well, I'll take your word for it then. Who do you think mTw is going to go for? Do you think they're going to do something like a team fight Panda, or do you think it's time for them to pick up a carry?
I think right now we're looking at Enigma and jungle. You're looking at a farm-oriented carry kind of hero at bot lane. All the other lanes seem pretty much covered. I mean, I don't think they're planning on replacing the Windrunner at top or the Enigma at mid. They're just looking for something that the Crystal Maiden can support right now. And I'm just weighing out our options. And a Pugna pick. That is interesting.
That's a hero that Cinderin has drafted before. I saw him play that Pugna against, the time I was referencing the Lesh Sand King lane, I believe. And he played Pugna against it. And it's a great hero for pushing. Also does reflect a lot of damage onto the enemy team if they do cast spells in the Netherward. They don't actually have that many creeps either. Usually you get luck out and you have like a Treant or something. They'll have Eidolons, but those can get killed pretty easily. So there's not going to be any really, really easy way to pick off that Netherward.
But I'm curious to see if they get an early game advantage or an advantage in the laning phase, if we're going to see Inner Beast. Oh, we have a crop pick.
Wow.
That is kind of the semi-carry that they would be expected to pick. I guess when they put Kuroki on the Invoker, and you don't really have any hard carry players left. Krop's a good pick.
Yeah, it's a hero that's been seeing a lot of success lately. With her super fast pushing, the silence is also amazing, even against a hero like Pugna. If you can silence Pugna for 6 seconds in a team fight,
yeah, that is huge.
You know, he's not doing anything. I mean, maybe he'll have a ward down in time, or he is a BKB or something, but that's going to really suck. So Virtus.Pro is going to have pretty strong pushing. They're going to have Enigma Eidolons plus the Death Prophet. Their early game is looking okay.
That is awesome.
And that's going to be an SF game with max auras. Okay, and not only do they have damage and attack speed aura, they also have the Shadow Fiend aura, which reduces armor by 5. So they have all this bonus damage, and they have armor reduction, and I think it's going to get really scary for Virtus.Pro in the mid game. Even with Death Prophet up, I mean, they're going to have huge damage output here.
Now, this is why I like Cinderin. He has very brave picks. For the last game in a best-of-3 series, usually teams would play it safe, and Virtus.Pro, for the most part, you could look at their picks and say they played it kind of safe. But picking a Pugna and an SF in the final game of your best-of-3, it's a good lineup. What can I say? Mass auras, really, really offensive early game. With the Chen and VS, they can probably give SF the start that he needs. And yeah, 5 casters against Nether Ward. On paper, that's gonna be pretty troubling for Virtus.Pro.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's go over the players quick. We have Santa playing Windrunner. Are you guys surprised? Mid lane is actually Scandal playing Invoker, Blow Your Brain on the Crystal Maiden, Kuroki playing Death Prophet, and NS on the Enigma. So we're not going to see any scary Crystal Maiden,
Yeah.
I guess.
I guess I did not call that correctly at all. Kuroki not on his Invoker. He plays a great Exalt Invoker, but I guess he's gonna be on the carried crop.
Looks like he's going fast bottle, maybe going towards the bot lane. For the Dire team, this is going to be Team mTw of Effing Mad on Vengeful Spirit, Kebab playing the Chen, Shakska playing Shadow Fiend with a lot of regen here on the top lane, Cinderin on Pugna, and Funzi on the Beastmaster. So Funzi going bot lane. It's the same build he did last time, and Cinderin looks like he is going mid. That's going to be against a Invoker who currently has Quas levels, so I don't know if he's going to do Quas Wex. It's a possibility. That would actually be pretty useful, I think, against the Dire team.
I think it would. Beastmaster, SF, and Vengeful Spirit, even Chen to a certain extent, have not the best mana pool. And getting that EMP off before a fight, and then have Crop pushing down, have Enigma pushing down a tower, it can leave you pretty in a bad state.
Yeah, it's something What Is Him mentioned the other day. He was like, well, if all these teams are going for push strategies, why don't they just grab Tornado EMP? Because Tornado EMP is great for when team fights start out. When the team fights start out, you just cast the EMP, you drain a bunch of their mana, and if it's still early game, it's a pain to deal with. And you think about the same thing. EMP Chen creeps, all of a sudden they have no stuns, they have no nets, they have no claps, nothing. You can even drain the mana from them pretty easily.
Alright, just a quick note, Purge. Do you know how to fix the bug where you can't click on the heroes?
Yes, go to the observer button in the upper right, change your perspective to a player or one of the broadcasters, and then change it back to free camera, and then it's fixed.
Alright, thanks.
Alright, so Cinderin now level 1, picking up 2 last hits. Crystal Maiden was invis mid, but apparently going to sit back on the high ground. Not too concerned with going in. Santa being chased a little bit, but everything is looking pretty standard here. Kuroki getting free last hits as Funzi is playing it really, really safe here.
And a gank on mid, Cinderin.
Oh, they did actually go in. Cold Snap as
gank,
well.
and
Couple hits, needs one more salve, is going to come through. It does get the kill. Crystal Maiden barely do enough damage, and she's not going to die for this either, so that is a huge first pickup on the mid lane.
No salve either. This is going to get quite tricky for Cinderin now.
He's quite a ways away from his bottle, which is also significant. So keep in mind, look at this. Radiant team warded the Ancient Cap, so Beastmaster's going to look... Oh, he actually grabs Sentry Wards. Wow, he's coming for it. I think he's going to put one up here and might be able to catch the...
Yeah, I think he's going to put it in the river so he can catch both the wards.
Yeah. Sometimes you can catch this ward. If there's a ward in this position as well, this Sentry Ward is great for that, and he should be able to de-ward that, which will allow him to stack those Ancients up.
And we see Scandal going for the Blades of Attack build. Quite confident he can get a quick phase boots. And going Quas, actually, it's pretty smart.
Yeah, 2 Quas here gives him a ton of regen. This is 6 HP per second just by having this double quas. So any harass that he actually takes from Pugna isn't a big deal. And he grabbed that Blades of Attack first, because if you do go quas Wex, you don't have as much damage as you do on an Exort build. So really the next question is, what is he going to get at level 4? He could still translate this to an Exort build, but I don't really see it happening. They don't have a ton of super reliable disables, and like we said before, EMP Tornado is probably a little bit better at slowing down early pushes.
And if you really think about it, EMP Tornado works very well in conjunction with their crawl pick. It just goes so well with when you're pushing down towers and you're trying to force them into a fight, but they have no mana and they cannot really stop you. But we'll see more on that later on in the game right now.
Yeah, we'll see that later. Level 3, I just want to watch. He's going to hit level 4. Here it comes. It is a Wex. Alright, quas Wex. About time. Finally going to see a Tornado. Like I said the other day, I never thought I'd see a day where I wanted to see more EMP Invoker, but this is it.
Yeah, you get tired of anything after a long time, I guess.
Yeah. Even Invoker, sad to say.
And we see Kebab actually farming quite a bit on his Chen, picking up that Ring of Regen, so I guess a bit of adapting and not really gonna attempt those ganks on Windrunner.
Yeah, all the teams playing really, really defensive right now. Croaky's level 4, Beastmaster just getting level 1, picks up a little bit of last hits level 2 here, and he will start stacking Ancients. And now that he does, actually he needs to hit the level 3 before he can start stacking Ancients. Kind of a very important distinction there for Beastmaster, but he's a little bit of ways behind. Crystal Maiden is doing some pulling, probably going to do some double pulling, and she actually grabbed an Aura at level 2 as well. That just shows how little they are going to be ganking this game. He's like, I'm not going to gank at all. I'm not going to roam at all. We already got Pugna. He is slightly shut down. He didn't do a double pull actually, but is going to pick up level 3 now and can be ganking at full effectiveness.
Yep. Level 1 Frost Nova, Crystal Nova is pretty awesome. 4 seconds of slow. He's going to see Funzy running into mid lane over here, stacking those Ancients.
Ooh, he's going to prevent the regen here. He is running in, has phase boots. He just denies it. He's full HP anyways. Good choice there.
Gank on Santa top lane.
Oh, Santa's in a lot of trouble. Does use Windrun actually, but the stun is going to land from the Centaur. Now I think that's it. There's one raise, one hit. Good pick off from Shadow Fiend. Stealing her souls. Level 5 now, so his raises were doing 225 per hit. And Effie mad with a good stun, I'm sure.
Yeah, and he landed in both his raises, and it was pretty easy after that.
Oh, Pugna gets killed mid, though. So we see the Frostbite as well as the Crystal Nova. Is that a... I assume he has Cold Snap used, but...
Yes, he used Cold Snap initially, and then he Tornadoed to finish him off.
I think he had Tornado ready in case, but I don't believe he used that. Enigma's still jungling as well. The level 4 slowing is up for him, so his farming has been fine. Looks like Santa being pressured back. He's level 3 though, so his power shot just does decent damage, but Crystal Maiden showing up, going to do a little bit of hits on the Chen as he might Frostbite the Wildkin for the free gold. Nope, they just have to right click this down, it's fine. As the power shot comes through, does the damage, shocks get 98, Wildkin drops, and they will be able to defend this tower, which is very, very important here. People are saying my audio is not going to Dota TV. I don't know. I think I have my Steam stuff set up. I'm just not sure. It's okay. I'm not too worried about that fact. Let's see on the mid lane Scandal. Up to 24 last hits and 12 denies versus Pugna, who's at 18 and 2, not doing nearly as well, and he has died twice now. No kills, no assists for him. The stacking continues on the bot lane. So we can see plenty of Ancients being summoned. And NS is down there, level 4, very, very low HP, but he does have that soul ring. And he's going to get a Tango pass to him, which is very good. So, Death Prophet at level 6 currently. Actually just skipped his ulti at 6. Very, very weird. Huh. That's a really weird choice.
I don't think he's too keen on pushing the tower yet. I think they have a certain timing in mind. It's definitely premeditated. I don't think he would have just leveled Witchcraft by accident.
It does give him extremely cost-efficient Crypt Swarm at level 3. 120 mana being spent per each, so he's going to get a lot of good last hits. If he did push this tower off, it would actually give Beastmaster a pretty safe place to farm. As long as he pulled the wave back and it sat about in this area, it's going to be hard to gank Beastmaster at that location. As we do see a smoke from mTw, it's going to be Kabap as well as the Vengeful Spirit. On the top lane, we see Shadow Fiend getting killed.
Going down, yes.
Huge kill there. And mTw trying to get this kill on Death Prophet once again. Also, keep in mind, Witchcraft does give some nice movement speed, so an extra 4% from grabbing that there. He's got Phase Boots as well, and there's the spot. They find somebody in the jungle. No Wave of Terror is being used. Eidolon spotting things out, and that is going to keep Croaky absolutely fine.
Yep. I think they thought that the Enigma might have been jungling there, but in fact he was one camp over and just using his Eidolon to scout. I think that might have saved Crop's life.
Yeah, that's very important. Keeping him alive, especially before he gets that point booster. It's kind of similar to the Leshrac build. You have a lot of damage output, but it's a little scary early as we see Pugna mid. Once again, Frostbite. There's the Decrep, which is going to give him some bonus damage. Cold Snap as well. He does one blast, but ends up dying there. Once again, a great gank. Tornado setting that up so perfectly. Man, the things you can do with Tornado. Like the Quas Wex Invoker gives you so many more options than the Exhort one. You have to combo with like other people's stuns, otherwise you can't use your abilities correctly.
Yeah, and it gives you a lot more MS as well to work with.
Yep, which also helps a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get agility levels instead of int, so your mana pool is not nearly as high, but I actually think that the mana costs for the Quas Wex abilities are much lower. I think Sunstrike alone is 175, which is more than Tornado, but Santa might be in trouble top. Here comes one stun, Wave of Terror is going to raise once, looking for more raises. One hit, two hit, here comes the raise. Oh, it's going to be outside of range. He threw one too many attacks, puts one on the Crystal Maiden as well as the Frost Nova, but slight mistake there by Shockset. Do you think he could have gotten the kill if he didn't attack the second time?
I don't think so. I think he would need to land.
He's
still level 6. He's still level 6, so the raise is still at level 3. If it was a level 4 raise, then he could have gotten that kill, but he needed all the attacks that he gave there, and he was just out of range. Yeah.
Too bad for him. So 4-1 currently. Virtus.Pro definitely in the lead, as Kroki's purchasing his magic wand. Spent all of his gold on that one. Probably will grab some HP soon, whether that's a point booster or vitality booster, not quite sure. But yeah, he did pick up Crypt Swarm at level 4, so he's just completely foregoing his ulti for a period of time. He doesn't want to push the tower too fast. It might be nice if he did get chased or something like that, but for now, he's just completely concerned about nuking.
Yeah, just nuking and farming and keeping the Beastmaster out of the lane. There, at level 8, he picks it up. So I think now is the phase of the game where the tower is below 40% HP or around 40%. And he feels like if he gets a good opportunity, he should have his ult ready. And also it also helps in counter ganks if you're getting chased by 2 or 3 heroes. Just put that ult on and kite them around.
Yeah. And
Cinderin at mid.
Oh, he's ganked again here. Another Frostbite. This is just going terrible for mTw here. One of the reasons with Pugna as a hero is he is pretty easy to gank. He doesn't have an escape tool. He's now at 4 deaths. He did purchase a Belt of Giant Strength, but dying again is knockout. As we see the Malefice on Beastmaster, not going to see a black hole, but they will be able to take the tower. I think Kroki actually taking some hits. He wants this kill. A couple more hits, looking for the nuke. If he can land the nuke, it's a kill, and he does cast it in the right direction. Kroki, great kill there. Picks up the Vitality Booster for that HP. Now healing up with the Salve, and the tower's going to get last hit from Enigma. Next question is, are they going to try to steal the Ancients? Now they're going for the tower instead, so he does have a lot of Witchcraft levels, so plenty of spirits here. Gives him up to 9 total spirits. Glyph is popped, but the only Ascender's actually on the way. He will be able to defend this pretty easily with his blast, actually.
Yeah, but you have the tier 2 tower being pressured at bot lane, and you have 2 dire heroes in the forest. I feel Chen could possibly bring the Wildkin over and use a tornado to stop the push.
He wants a skeleton army. No one needs Wildkins. He is level 6 though. I mean, he's gonna have to heal, but he has spent a ton of time in the jungle so far.
Yes, he. And yeah, that's why Cinderin hasn't really been getting much support at mid. His farm is alright. It's not the worst, but it could be a lot better.
He just got 700 gold from the Ancients.
Wow.
That's crazy. Oh man. Crazy. That was all small stuff too, that's pretty cool. Alright, so on the mid lane, Scandal level 9 Invoker currently 48 last hits with 25 denies. He is going for that fast drum phase build, gives you crazy good movement speed early game with the Invoker. As Kroki is getting ganked here comes effing Mad from the back. He's going to get the stun off for sure, but the phase boots gets him pretty far away. Decrep following up with some nets as well. There's the blast, actually not decrepping yet. Roar goes down, no chance of him surviving. He had his Vanguard, but it was not off. His Scandal TP's in, is going to mana drain these guys. But that's all that happens, so Kroki does finally die bot lane. That's the second kill for mTw now.
Yep, and they're still trailing 6 for 2, but I feel that they still have, they wouldn't be too upset with themselves. They've achieved things in other places on the map. Chen's gotten a quick level 6 comparatively. VS has gotten a bit of XP too. SF is not doing too bad at top.
And they are going to back off completely. Funzy, actually, I love this position here. You're just going to throw axes from here. I never thought about that before. Do stacking from over here instead of from saves you some time walking around.
That's very smart. You could do that without, so that way you can stack without a boar. I think he did that once.
Does still cost some mana, but still. Kroki's going to stop the mid push a little bit. Synderen might be in trouble. Cold Snap again. He's out of position. Looking for a Tornado, which they will have. Tornado's casted during the decrep, and no chance of him surviving. The Chen heal actually almost keeping him up. Kroki was so happy with that kill. He backed off, and it almost cost him the kill. But
good awareness by Scandal. Just staying in lane, in range for the crucial last hit.
And they're going to push mid now. Eidolons are up. Even a Drum of Endurance charge being used here. No, I'm sorry. That was a mechanism, I think. Yep. Buckler giving them some extra armor. Power shot lands on effing man. The creep wave is cleared so easily. One power shot and one wave as we see the EMP trying to force him back. Invoker with the last hit up to 1,300 gold now. Do you think it's going to go straight Aghanims or maybe a other item?
I'm not sure. And top lane, SF gets a tower.
I was almost denied too, but
yeah.
I think a creep got that actually. Very, very unlucky.
Santa was just a little late, I believe.
Yeah, he's going to be looking for a kill on Funzy. I think he's going to be able to grab this here. He's going to wait till he throws the axes, dodges the axes. All he has to do is pop his ulti, and I think it's an easy kill.
Yeah, but is he going to go for it? Does he want to save that ulti for another occasion?
Or there are going to be TP supports as well, something else that he would have to worry about.
Yeah, and he uses his soul ring, so this would be the ideal time to make a move. But Funzy runs back.
Oh yeah, Invoker revealing himself. He's going to shoot the Tornado, but I think it is actually going to land here, but they're not going to dive that. There's no way. I don't know if he should have done that. If he should have ran so far past the wave. It's kind of weird.
You mean Invoker showing himself? It didn't really have any consequence. He was going to show up in lane anyways. So I guess I don't know.
Trying to deny the big creeps here.
Smoke gank, Enigma.
Oh, he's going to get netted to start things off. There's one swap. He's looking for that black hole, but with that ward on the ground, he's going to take a ton of damage if he does go in. Death Prophet drops immediately, though. And no swap, all out of mana for Vengeful Spree. Looks like Enigma is going to survive here, and they're going to clean up the rest of the creeps as well. So that would have been some nice gold to steal. That would have been about 400 gold there, but not going to grab it.
I think that was all 5 heroes on the bot lane. SF put it in, landed a good raise to kill off the Death Prophet.
I don't think Pugna was there, but still. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, he was. He did put the ward down.
He was, yeah. So I think he put it top right now, a few seconds ago.
Santa just sitting on phase boots at the moment as mTw is pressuring forward. Treads with a Planeswalker's Cloak on Beastmaster, so he has good survivability against the Death Prophet and other heroes. But Shoxka now with 36 souls up, 72 bonus damage. There's the attack speed aura as well. I don't know if Venge has her aura. She does actually have her aura up, but Scandal going to TP in as well as Crystal Maiden. There's the Tornado. EMP is probably going to drop on Funzy. He drains all of his mana down, but he does have that soul ring and he's going to get sent back.
SF got the last hit on the tower, but he made a wrong turn there.
Cold Snap on cooldown, but Ern's going to use it offensively. He's got a lot of HP actually, as Kabap almost on cooldown for Holy Persuasion. Going to change targets as Funzy looking for the Roar. Roar's going to land on Scandal. Axes as well. One raise, nothing more. Malphus drops, and Scandal runs away just barely. A lot of creep damage. And Death Prophet kills Pugna top with help from Windrunner.
Yeah, I missed that kill. That was a good decision by Soshka not going in for the X-rays. I would have probably gone in, but gotten black hole by Enigma right there. So he backed off at the right time, even though Beastmaster had used his roar.
They're going to clear the creep wave bottom as Funzy continues to do soul ring spam, but the Tornado lands on him. He might get chain stunned. Cold Snap, Malphus, EMP as well. No chance of him surviving. Easy kill there. Once again, showing the power of the Wex, Quas, Invoker. That Tornado just sets up kills so well.
Yep, once it catches you, the Crystal Maiden follows up with the Crystal Nova, the Malefice lands, and that's it. Very, very well taken kills coming out of Virtus.Pro.
And Kroki is mid, level 11. Going to clear out the creep waves a little bit, but they back off. They're still, they still can take the top tower. Tier 1 tower is still there, Tier 2s as well on the mid and top. So lots of gold that can be had for the reigning team. They've only lost 2 Tier 1s themselves, so they have a slight advantage from that. The gold graph is going to show that. So 5k advantage for the reigning team. EXP also very much in their favor.
And Virtus.Pro will feel pretty comfortable right now. They still have their mid tower at around 45% HP. And that's a very important tower to have, especially for Roshan engagements and stuff like that.
Oh, they try to catch Cinder, and Tornado is going to barely miss. That was so close. Might still go in. Frostbite is used, as well as the Cold Snap, and he's taking some good damage, but is the right click enough? He's going to survive at 200 HP, pops the bottle. If that Tornado would have landed, that would have been it for Synderen.
We see Synderen with a Treads and a Valor Giant Strength, maybe a Necro Book.
Yeah, he's so far behind, he really does need as much HP as he can get. Crystal Maiden, I'm sorry, Death Prophet with a DD. He went for a plate mail as well, so I guess he's going to really fast Shivas, I guess?
Yes, that's a very, very scary Death Prophet to deal with at this point in the game. A Vanguard, a Phase, and a plate mail. They do have decent magic damage to nuke him down, but he still has a lot of HP. And he has that silence, so maybe you won't get to cast any spells on him.
That's a really good point. Silence is going to be nasty. If anybody comes forward and you catch them with the silence right when they're out of position, it could be terrible for them. Shadow Fiend close to his BKB. Yep, he's about 250 gold away, so at the very least they won't be able to stop him from ulting. Do they have anything? Black Hole, I guess, is your only option, so... Black Hole or bust.
Yep, and he's going to use the Requiem more as a defensive, kind of a counter gank, wait for them all to come in. It's not really the best option with SF, with Shadow Fiend to run in.
Ooh. Crystal Man, great 4-staff out there as they do catch the Centaur as well as Tukabap.
Nice shot.
Oh, ZMP is going to be absolutely brutal for these guys. Pops his mech right before he hits it. Oh, they actually blocked into Shadow Fiend a little bit due to the neutrals, but they see a double stun on top of Enigma way out of position as Kuroki is going to get swapped. This looks terrible for Virtus.Pro. Despite them starting that team fight off okay, he's going to run away, and the rest of Virtus.Pro is fine. So I love the fact that they have a double 4-staff. They have a 4-staff on Windrunner and Invoker, and mech was covered by Enigma, but he went way too far forward.
It's such good damage control. You know, you make a mistake, anything goes wrong, it's okay. You have a 4-staff. Why worry? That engagement could have gone a lot worse. They just lost Enigma, but they could have lost the Death Prophet easily and the CM in the beginning.
And he actually goes for a Vitality Booster. Might just go straight Heart, perhaps. Doesn't have a whole lot of regen, but they do have Crystal Maiden Aura, which is maxed out, I might point out. Wow. Maxed out Aura, Crystal Nova as well, and only 1 level of Frostbite. So we're really trying to get that mana increase. But this does allow Death Prophet to skip some other mana items. As you can see, she has no mana regen.
That's very important. No mana items at all. Usually you have at least a Sobi's worth of regen, or an Arcane Boots to go with it, or you'd be working towards your Bloodstone. But you have Crystal Maiden Aura. Why do you need all of that? And as you can see, Crystal Maiden is building a 4-staff as well. She just needs her quarter-staff, and then you'll have 3 4-staff on the team.
Yeah, there's literally 0 Arcane Boots on the Radiant team. As Funzy might get caught, Shackle's not going to latch, but they do some decent damage. Thinking about sending him back, he is going to get sent back. They might even catch Kabap here. Here comes the... Oh, he got so blocked by his creeps here. And a couple Malefice procs and right clicks as well. Easy kill on him. They might be able to take a Roshan, perhaps. They're going to ping the top lane. Kroki's trying to take the top lane. Here comes the TP, actually. It's going to be Beastmaster, I believe. Yeah, Beastmaster shows up. He had a roar, but no chance that he could kill solo.
Yeah, that might have been a slight mistake there from the Chen. I don't think the Rexar, the Beastmaster, needed his help. Needed to be sent back. But yeah, he definitely did get blocked by his creeps, and they were able to pick him up. But what can they accomplish? Maybe a mid-tower? Maybe some damage on the mid-tower?
Chen's going to be up in a second, so he won't have any creeps at least, but he will have his support items and abilities. So, might be enough. Beastmaster going for a hood next. Kuroki is shifting up. Doesn't worry about the top tower, despite it being down to 200 HP, but they're just going to right-click a little bit with Eidolons. There's one EMP going to drain some mana. Does catch... Oh my god, all of Venge's mana is completely gone there. 6 of the Wex levels are up. Tornado is as well landing. Invoker is going to destroy the tower. Silence as well for good measure, and they're going to back off with that. So they just have to do that 2 more times. Take towers without losing any heroes, and they're just going to have a ridiculous advantage.
Every time an EMP and a tornado or just an EMP lands on even 1 or 2 heroes, they get a tower. And I would say that's a pretty good trade. Because you don't want to fight without mana on your bench. You don't want to fight without mana on your Beastmaster. You might as well not have those heroes around anyways, in that case. So it makes it very hard for Virtus.Pro, for mTw to choose their fights.
I think the hardest position that mTw is in the fact that they're already behind, so they feel like they have to get treads, when really they just need a bunch of arcanes. That's the best way to counter an EMP Invoker, is to have a couple Arcane Boots that after he drains your mana, you have 3 people pop Arcane and you get the mana right back again.
Yeah.
But Chen can't afford it right now, still at 800 gold. Synderen had to go treads because he got killed so many times. So as we might see a team fight, Synderen's actually going to get caught in the Roshan pit. Not going to see anybody get mana drain though, so they might not engage at the moment. They're going to have a little bit of cooldown for those nukes.
Yeah, that's a very good point. The fact that Synderen had such a hard time in the beginning, it forced him to go treads, whereas he and as well as Rexar are probably the only arcane carriers along with Chen. I think Chen can still go arcane. He's 50 gold away from it, and he is going to go arcane.
Yeah, most likely he will. Power Shot's still scouted out Roshan, about half HP. mTw does have the Roshan advantage, but look what Virtus.Pro has done for pushing so far. They took the bottom 2 towers and they took the middle 2 towers, and this is exactly why they focused on those. Because they wanted to make sure that mTw is not going to have the dire advantage when taking Roshans. They won't be able to buy back and get immediately back into the fight. It's going to be fairly even between the two teams.
Yeah, and Syndrane's pretty much given up on his life drain. You know, the spell's not going to do him any good with so much disable. With every hero on the Radiant side being able to stop his life drain. So he's just maxing out his Deep Crepify right now.
And that annoying tornado is going to be interrupted by tornado.
That doesn't happen too often.
Nope. So the Wildkin goes down. mTw is going to spend some time here. They will be able to farm the Ancients at least as they stand at a stalemate. Blow Your Brain is kind of sitting in. He's got a 4-staff on Crystal Maiden with a Basilius, I might point out. Really interesting item choices, but
and Treads completed. He has pretty good farm for a Crystal Maiden. I don't know who's been. I haven't been paying too much attention to who's been doing all the warding, but I think he's bought a couple.
Does he have a couple kills? He got First Blood, I know for a fact. He's 4-0-2. That's why. Oh my gosh.
And SF runs in with the BKB.
Black Hole interrupts it though and immediately gets netted and swapped. No deaths yet for either team as Virtus.Pro's ulti is doing some good damage. There's the swap now. Croaky in a lot of trouble here. Needs to get some heals up. He runs away, but it's not enough. Crystal Maiden popping her ulti as well, which is surely doing some good damage output as Funzy is very low HP. Stun on Santa as well, and 3 from Virtus.Pro go down. Do have a sentry ward, but nope, gets away.
That was quite a impulsive play there by Virtus.Pro, and I would go as far as to say that it was kind of a mistake made by NS over there. They kind of assumed that SF didn't have as much backup as he did, and he popped his BKB, and then Enigma was like, you know what, I'm gonna go in and black hole him. But what he didn't know was the whole team was there to stop it. And from that point on, they just had the momentum in the fight. They ate the Requiem of Souls. Krop was a bit too far ahead and got caught without his face boots on cooldown, and they took him down. It was a good fight from mTw.
Yeah, Kebab had great reaction time there. He used the Dark Troll Warlord to disable the Black Hole as soon as it started, pretty much. And Benj was also there to swap. I mean, there was no chance of NS's ulti there being really, really useful, I think.
Yeah, I think that was a miss ulti. He would probably not be too pleased with that.
And they're taking out Ancients at the moment. The top tower did fall down to regular creeps as Virtus.Pro now may go push that, especially since Roshan is dead. There's no reason for them to fight over that area. And looking for a tornado. There's the tornado. It's all only going to catch a bunch of illusions, though. The correct Shadow Fiend is long gone, and now they realize their mistake. But they still can pressure this tier 2 tower. The gold graph is still in their favor, but EXP, yeah, look at that. Huge jump for EXP. So this could be the comeback point for mTw unless Virtus.Pro can win the next couple team fights.
I think they just won the last tower remaining on the map right now. They have all their stuff on cooldown except for the black hole is still on cooldown. Can they push this tower without black hole? And mTw know this, so they're going to try their best to defend it.
And Shadow Fiend with that Aegis up, of course, will be quite survivable. Point Booster is, I'm sorry, Ultimate Orb. Did not go for Yasha first.
That's a Manta coming up, and that's going to be, I don't know, you can make a case for getting the Ultimate Orb first. I think it gives you quite decent stats.
It's pretty expensive for the stats that it gives you, but not a bad item.
Yeah, and you're picking up the most expensive item right away, so the build-up becomes a lot easier after this point.
Yep. And Creep Wave continuing to be cleared. They have a Shadow Fiend who can just double raise and kill everything, which is one of the main problems Virtus.Pro is pushing against here. Scandal's actually just looking for initiation. We do see a net on Invoker. 4 staff's out. The ward is also down, so they're not ready to fight for this one. 4 staff is actually on cooldown for Blow Your Brain. He's thinking about going in. There's the 4 staff out. And Virtus.Pro going to run away. Oh, this is going to be a great EMP on the enemy team, draining a ton of mana there. They do pop 1 Arcane Boots, but Virtus.Pro is backing out. Not quite happy about going in on that.
Alright, and I think that was 2 Arcane Boots.
Oh my gosh, just Shackle landing on 2. They might be able to get Shock's cut. There's the power shot as well. He isn't BKB'd quite yet, but a couple more right clicks. He is going to go down. That's going to be the Aegis dying, and I love how Virtus.Pro didn't even have to commit to that. They could just casually kill the Shadow Fiend and back out there. That was such a lucky pickoff. Good Shackle, though. Huge Shackle from Santa.
Very good Shackle, and I don't think mTw felt comfortable going in at the point when SF is so low, because then 2 seconds into the fight, SF dies, and then you have to wait for him to come back alive.
And then you fight.
Yeah, and then you fight, exactly. So it just wasn't smart going in at that point. But yeah, one thing I'd like to mention is that F and Mad has an Arcane too, so they have 2 Arcane Boots right now to work with, which pretty much was a double Arcane right after that EMP hit, and it pretty much solved a lot of their problems. Now, as the game goes on and people get more intel and more stats, EMP is gonna be doing less and less, so do Virtus.Pro just have to wait it out? I mean, do mTw just have to wait it out?
I don't know. I don't know who's going to win in the late game. It's going to be... I think Shadow Fiend is definitely going to have the advantage, because not only just because he's a little bit harder of a carry, but he does have the auras. So Kuroki up to 2,900 gold. I assume he's going to go for a heart this game. Just wanted that plate mail to have that survivability to counteract the Shadow Fiend aura and things. But mTw is going to find a DD.
Yeah, and it's just that plate mail against all that minus armor. I guess he expected the Beastmaster to get a medallion. Although he hasn't, you still have the Terror and the SF's aura, just doing so much work on your armor.
I actually haven't seen a Beastmaster medallion in quite a while, but it does work out quite nice. Always use it on the target that you're focusing, and like you said, you have Presence of the Dark Lord. That's -5 armor. You have Venge aura or Venge wave, which is more minus armor. He actually maxed out aura second. Interesting, but. It's a lot of damage output. Lots of damage output, and minus armor means you do extra damage. Against tanky heroes, that's exactly what they need.
Yeah, against heroes like Krob, where you just need to bring them down as fast as possible. It's great to have.
See, Tornado does not land on Shadow Fiends. He's going to be absolutely fine. Still has that DD up, so they have to be careful about fighting. They can't really push until that runs out, because they know that he's going to be hitting so hard. And Kabap with a point booster going for an Aghanim Scepter next. Pretty standard Shen build. Maybe would have liked to see a Vlad's instead, because usually you're unlikely to finish the Aghanim Scepter. The nice part is that his HP was actually quite low, so grabbing that health is going to be absolutely crucial. But if he finishes the Aghanim Scepter, or tries to finish that next, or goes for Vlad's instead, I'm not really sure which he'll do.
Yep, I think it's fine. I think they know that, they realize that ideally, even if they turtle, they'll be fine. So I think Chen is just working towards that Aghanim Scepter. The point booster gives him good survivability, but he's just working towards that Ags. When it comes, it comes, but when it comes, it will be awesome for the team.
Yeah, if you guys don't know how it works, it puts your cooldown from 120 seconds to 30 seconds.
Yeah.
A very significant difference. You can globally heal all of your allies every 30 seconds. It's very powerful.
HP, I think, right?
You can do that twice in one long team fight. 400 HP at max, 200 right now.
Yeah.
He definitely is going to want to sap some EXP at least so that he can get there a little bit faster, but for now...
this is a lot more passive of a game than we saw the past few times. Game 2 ended quite abruptly, but these teams are playing very careful, very collected, and I think they have a plan, and they're waiting for a key item or a key situation to engage.
And Kuroki did go Shivas actually, so he went Shivas before he grabbed up that heart, which does reduce the attack speed of the enemy team, which is going to provide something that'll counteract that Beastmaster, or at least partially. And they're looking to push in, Power Shot continuing to be used, the Wildkin is around. Can use that Tornado to shut things down. Syndran's ready to drop that ward, as we do see the Tornado not going to drain any mana from anybody here. So
and now his spells are on cooldown, so will they initiate now?
Swap on NS, he force staffs out though, as Effie throws one stun. He still has not popped his mech yet. Any second here, Shackle Shot does land, and they're going to back out. The problem is that the ward respawns very quickly, so there's not really a huge downtime for ward, so it's not like any huge ultis were wasted there. There was swap, I guess, but that's only 45 seconds. And he's going to get sent back, so we'll see Vengeful Spirit probably TP back in a second.
Yep, and I'm surprised that Virtus.Pro didn't engage on that. They could have killed the VS if they extended a little bit, and I think they might have been safe doing it, but I guess they did not want to get that close in. Oh, good force staff.
Going forward, drains the man out of Kabap, as well as a nuke, pops the mech as well, trying to force staff forward. NS looking for the disables. Are they going to land the Malefice? Malefice does land, so Kabap may end up dying. He pops his heal, but he does go down. Nether Ward trying to reflect on the damage, but that was a key hero that they've now lost. His ulti completely wasted, not able to save himself, and even his creeps might go down. They need to kill this Alpha Wolf, actually. It's got so little HP, it gives him a 30% damage increase aura.
And SF picks up his Manta, and that was a Shivas as well as a Crypt Swarm, finishing it off. Using the Shivas offensively, you don't see that too often on a Krob. Usually it's when he's running away. But yeah. So
yeah, 1,000 gold for him. Scandal's going to spot out that illusion, or the regen, excuse me, as we see a pipe on the way for, I think this is going to be Santa. That might get caught here. We're looking for a swap. It's going to be very close to within range. Oh, he does catch it just barely. Now NS is absolutely dead. Great stun. That was not within range quite. It's
level 2 swap. level 2 swap, so I guess it
Yeah,
could have been.
I was watching the range on it, and it was very, very close there. Barely gets it off in a free kill. And now actually get a stun on Scandal. Might see a roar as well. No, Beastmaster actually not going to go in on that. A little bit hesitant. He's a little scared for his backup, so...
I think effing Mad was on a roll over there. He just got the Enigma kill, and then he was, you know, he still had his Bloodlust on. But yeah, he picks up a medallion, so more minus armor.
The Vengeful Spirit did? Oh, nice. Cool. He's actually got pretty good HP as well, despite... I mean, level 12 for a Vengeful Spirit is not bad at all at this point in the game. He's barely behind his solo, which was Synderen, of course, who has died a lot, but...
Yeah, I think one thing we have to say about this game is the supports have been doing a good job, a very good job. Except for NS getting caught out a bit, but then again, he's an Enigma. He's not really a classic support hero.
Yeah, totally. He picks up a Necro 1 now to increase his HP and a little bit of ability usage. I mean, if you can pop the Necro 3 down during a black hole, it's actually huge damage. Kind of similar to why Chronosphere Necro 3 works so well. If you have a super long duration disable, those Necros actually output huge outputs of damage.
Yep, they do a lot of good physical damage with their right clicks, as well as you're going to be facing a Crystal Maiden, a Crob whose ult is going to be on. And when you're playing Crobless, it's really hard sometimes to stop your ghost from attacking a Necrobook.
Yeah.
And if they eat it up, that's a lot of pure damage coming your way.
Yeah, we'll probably see someone like Pugna have to worry about that perhaps with blasts and axes from Beastmaster. Even Shadow Fiend raises or Shadow Fiend ulti, if you get that Necro damage being reflected, he'll probably have his BKB up, but if you can time it correctly and reflect that damage, it'll be a nice output to try to shut him down. Now Roshan is about to respawn, by the way, guys. We have about 30 seconds left on this, so we're probably going to see another little bit of a stalemate where both the Radiant team tries to take the Roshan and so does the Dire team. And the positioning is still pretty even. Shackle's going to miss mid, so nobody gets caught there, but that's exactly what they want. They want to catch somebody out of position here.
Yep, that looked really awesome when the Shackle landed and then they got tossed in the air.
Yeah. Good stuff. Illusion top rune, or top spot, and wow, Crystal Maiden now with a Ghost Scepter. This is crazy. 33-minute farm, the richest pro game Crystal Maiden ever.
Yeah. Oh, did I say something about NS being a pro Crystal Maiden? Oh, I meant blow your brain.
Oh, did you? At the start of the game? Yeah, same person. Yeah, they're both good, right?
Yeah, they were good. But yeah, that's some beastly farm.
Yeah, it really is. 2k gold on Death Prophet now, and there is the posturing, so things starting off. Roshan is alive. Power Shot's going to scout that out, and they're both going to stay on the other side of the river and just kind of look at each other. It's nighttime, but let's see who's got what vision. Radiant team does not see the Dire team. The Dire team does see the Radiant team. They have that Scout Hawk up, and oh, look at that. Croaky almost catching it with the Crypt Swarm, but not quite.
I think if they were on separate, like if Virtus.Pro was on the Dire side, they could possibly take the Roshan really easily. It's just because of the EMP Tornado and the long-range Shackle shots, it's much harder for mTw to take the Rosh.
Yeah, they have to worry about positioning much more, for sure. mTw's lineup is a lot better for kind of like chasing or catching heroes out of position. Using that swap for that, but Virtus.Pro wants them to be grouped.
Yeah, or just standing and beating down people.
Mm-hmm.
If they get like a few decent stuns off.
So another team really farming a whole lot right now. We have Scandal as well as Crystal Maiden actually mid, while Croaky farms the jungle, trying to get closer and closer to his heart pickup. And ooh, mTw might be going in for a gank. There's one ward being placed on. There's the Wave of Terror looking for the swap, but nobody is even close this time. So not going to be able to catch anybody. Oh, here comes the tornado though. This could be initiation. Whiffing the tornado. No EMP either. And they are going to be absolutely fine.
Yep, I was unlucky that miss.
Alright, they're actually going in now. Oh, look how spread out Virtus.Pro is. Especially, oh, that was a Shadow Feed illusion actually top, as Crystal Maiden's going to deny this tower, so they might be trading the Roshan for the tier 2. Can she TP? And she does not have a TP. She uses Force Staff, and I think they're going to be able to take this out. It does get picked off with Shadow Fiend grabbing that item, so nice play by mTw, able to distract. Could have taken the tower, it got denied instead, but was it worth it for the Roshan?
Yep, that Medallion of Courage working wonders on Roshan over there. Brings him down so fast, and you can cast it every few seconds.
Yep, goes right through Lycan's Sphere now too. Tornado's going to miss again on the Shadow Fiend. Scandal probably getting really frustrated. You missed 4 tornadoes in a row. It's got to be hard.
I think he's going to pick up an Eagle Song over here.
He does. Yep. Going for a Butterfly probably. Might be... No, it's not going to be Ghost Scepter.
No, I don't think it's going to be an Ethereal. Although I would love to see him get a Blink Dagger, Blink in, Ethereal someone, and ult in his face, but no.
Nope, not going to happen probably.
No.
And
getting
mTw probably happy with their items and progression right now. They are still a little bit behind in gold, and they're actually EXP even, but probably will start pushing.
Virtus.Pro pressuring quite high up into their mid lane, into mTw's mid lane, but we see Soxka just cutting the creeps. They want this tier 2 tower.
Wow, here comes all the TPs from mTw. Very, very weird split push kind of thing going on. And Shadow Fiend actually leaves, so they hold off the push. Tier 2 tower will be fine, as NS will defend this. He's got level 2 Necro. And just trying to force TPs, I guess, which did cost them a little bit of money.
They didn't really have too many heroes down there to begin with, and I know that Beastmaster ported back from somewhere else, possibly a bit further down on the bot lane. I don't really think they needed 4 heroes to defend that. Maybe they could have accomplished things elsewhere, but I don't think they felt safe doing that.
And there are like Necro 3s all over the place this game. I think Enigma is working on one. We have one on Pugna finished, and Beastmaster at a Necro 1 currently. So it's going to be a crazy little battle going on in the middle. And they actually have a Chen, so they can totally steal one of those Necros as well if he does have a dead creep.
Yeah, and you can use Necro, your Necro minions really efficiently sometimes, like really intelligently. You can like cast it when the SF is ulting, so he bursts it with his ult and do a lot of damage to him that way. You could use it in situations that help you chase, that help you after a Rexar roar, so you can do a lot of damage. They're a great item to have.
Or even just dewarding, even something as simple as that.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a multi-purpose item.
And we have a side device being purchased on Invoker, so that's going to help them shut down that SF carry potential a little bit. How's Croaky's heart coming? He's up to 3,300 gold, so still about 1,200 away, unless he does have the recipe. He does not, so still a little bit away from this heart. He's not farming as well as Shadow Fiend is, and once Shadow Fiend grabs that butterfly, that is going to give him evasion against the spirits. So
yeah, definitely. And we see this Crystal Maiden with an ultimate orb now.
Sheepstick.
Is she gonna get any more farm?
It's gotta be a Sheepstick, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Manta style.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, Manta. I hope it's a Manta.
I have Scotty Crystal Maiden. She's going role playing here.
Yeah, I know.
Role play the Dota, the pro Dota game. That's what it's all about.
What would you think of Enigma not getting a Blink Dagger or a BKB this game? I know the Roar stops his ult, but still.
I feel...
Roar and the Swap. I think BKB would be a waste because of Swap and Roar.
I dare say a Blink is the way to go, though. I mean, they only have 2 stuns. They have Beastmaster and they have Venge. If you can catch both of those 2 heroes, as long as Chen doesn't have a Dark Troll Warlord to keep in mind, which he's had the whole game, and been using that to disable the Enigma Black Hole. But I mean, if you catch those 2 heroes, if you catch the Venge and the Beastmaster, their Black Hole goes all the way through, unless you can kill him. So I think he should probably go for that Blink at some point. I've done this too much myself sometimes, where I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna get a ton of Enigma items so that I can be cool and have lots of tank. But it's like, at some point, you should just have a Blink Dagger and be able to put a Beast ulti down.
Yeah, I think that is quite important, but I guess NS knows better than we do.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe this is what he's interested in. And also, it's important to note that Vengeful Spirit is much more likely to play a smart Venge, which is going to be on the outside of the team fight. He will not get grouped up next to the Beastmaster. He's pretty much his entire role is Wave of Terror, maybe throw a stun, but he's waiting for that Enigma Black Hole so that he can swap it out. He's got big range, so it won't be too hard.
That is true. Soxka is probably the most farmed hero on the map right now.
Oh, look at this. Necro 3 just scouts up the high ground, and they spot the heroes. That is perfect timing there. Did the Radiant team have vision? They had a ward up. I don't know if they saw the smoke or not, but he puts the Necro 3 towards their location and ends up picking him off. He's going to take out the Necro 3. Oh, Kebab eats it. That was a lot of damage.
Yeah,
it's like, oh.
You'd have to mech up.
Yep. So mech on cooldown for about 45 seconds is Virtus.Pro still pushing mid. They're continuing to farm. The late game is going to be fairly even here, so neither team really wants to go all in with pushing because they know that it can still trade evenly. It's all about favorable engagements.
And it's really well, kind of smart from Virtus.Pro, trying to push down that mid lane in, while their bot lane is getting pushed. Trying to avoid that tower trade, but it's going to happen.
Yeah, they do a lot of damage there.
Yeah. Pugna has Blast as well as Shadow Fiend just dishing out lots of damage right now.
So that's a farther away TP, who when the Roshan ends up respawning in about 5 minutes. And Heart is up on Kuroki, so up to 2,600 HP with that Vanguard. Shiva's great survivability here, but Virtus.Pro not quite ready to fight that Shadow Fiend. I don't know what the best way to do it though is. They almost have to catch him.
I have a feeling that they should have a sense of urgency soon. If the heroes on mTw get too farmed, or if even the supports get too farmed, they're gonna have a very hard time.
You mean Crystal Maiden, right? Because she's like 1,800 gold away from a sheepstick.
Regardless, yeah, the sheepstick is gonna be amazing, and that's like, it's an incredible thing to see in a pro game, a Crystal Maiden that's that farmed. But at the same time, you have the auras that are stacking. The Vengeful is only gonna get more and more powerful. The SF, the Rexar, even the Pugna with a few tank items, and he's gonna be doing a lot of damage in team fights.
He has 138 last hits as a Crystal Maiden.
Wow.
How do you even do that as a support who's still playing like good support, being there when your allies are around? That's pretty amazing.
How many depths does he have?
Oh, just one.
Yeah, I think that's the key to getting fat. Just not dying.
Still get all that EXP in the team fights. Never really get under leveled. Definitely.
And in between team fights, in between team fights, you know, what do? You farm.
Yep. There's a gem actually. You're gonna deward a couple things. It's on Vengeful Spirit, yeah. So Vengeful Spirit could have a gem now. We'll be able to spot out the enemy teams. Shoxka up to 2,100 gold, so he's gonna have buyback. Yeah, definitely has plenty of buyback. Still pretty early in the game here, so buybacks are ready. Cinderin in position. Ogre Club with a Necronomicon, so he's going BKB as well. And they're just gonna scout things out with the Hawk a little bit. So let's check their vision. They can see Virtus.Pro. They might be able to catch NS. Is Venge close to 16? He's at level 14. Once he hits 16, that's when his swap gets scary. 1,200 range. You can't even see it coming most of the time. It's just like, oh, I'm swapped.
And you know what? If you want to sacrifice a Venge for an Enigma, you know what? That's a good sacrifice. And Zoxka has no mana remaining.
That's a big EMP.
Yeah.
But it's okay. He's a butterfly, so he still hits like crazy.
Yeah, he doesn't really need to raise anymore.
And Virtus.Pro still playing it safe. Not really ready to engage just yet. You guys may be saying, why are they playing like such sissies? It's because they know that they can't really win in a straight up team fight unless they get a super good black hole in. So they have to pick and choose their team fights, very much so. Goldgraph is still actually in their favor, so it's not like they're farming badly. It's just they don't want to lose the game. This game is literally hinged on one team fight.
Yeah. As game 2 was, one team fight decided it, and right now I think all the players and the captains as well are aware that one wrong move could set the tone for the rest of the game. And it's game 3. There's a lot on the line over here.
Yeah, whoever loses gets put into losers bracket. It's a double elimination tournament. That means whoever goes into the finals will also have a 1-game disadvantage in that best of 5. So you do not want to be put in the losers bracket, especially in the first round. And it does stuff to your mental state as well. You have to worry about fighting against that, being like, well, we already lost to mTw once, or we already lost to Virtus.Pro once. Do we really think we can go to the international and still win there? It's like, just puts you up against a wall big time.
Windrunner with a Demon Edge. So we have some kind of carry potential coming out of Virtus.Pro. They realize that they don't have any late game heroes except for Qualis.
And Crystal Maiden, of course.
And Crystal Maiden.
Who's about to finish her side of the Vice?
Wow.
Here comes.
That is insane.
Mystery Music, oh yeah, side the Vice.
Wow.
He should be pinging himself right now. Like, if that was me, I'd just be like pinging the crap out of myself so the observers had to look, be like, look it, I have a scythe, 4 staff, hex. It's almost to the point where Crystal Maiden, it's bad that she has a Ghost Scepter and thinking about ulting, because she does 138 per hit with treads, like, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good
and
output.
honestly, like, if she gets a BKB and, like, switches that TP scroll out instead of a Ghost and switches the TP scroll out for an Axe, that ult hurts so much. It's just gonna...
I can't even imagine a Crystal Maiden getting an Aghanim Scepter in a pro game. That just is outside the realm of possibilities, as they are going for a smoke gank. See if the Dire team has vision. They do not, so no chance of them getting spotted, but they do have a gem, so Vengeful Spirit could be the person to get caught here, running in the jungle a little bit. Which path are they going to take? They may end up going this way, through the river, into the jungle, but they might just come up mid as well. They see mTw as well. mTw doing a little bit of a wave of terror. I think they spot the heroes, and here they go. Enigma's running in with the Necro 3. There's going to be one Malefice on top of Cinder. He does put the ward down on the ground, but there's the swap finally, looking for a black hole from Enigma. He's going to die immediately as it does get picked off there. BKB up on Shoxka as well. Power shot is used, and it looks like Virtus.Pro is just going to back off. They are so afraid to initiate here, but for good reason. mTw is just such a strong lineup right now. They're all farmed so evenly here, and the Ice Wall is going to slow things down as Windrunner runs away, but man, it's just, they have so many tools to shut down the Enigma. There's like no chance for him to black hole.
It's very hard game playing an Enigma, but at the same time, once the Enigma dies, how can you fight? How can you go up against that without a black hole, especially when your Krog is in doing as much damage as you want him to?
They do Hex on Beastmaster, who's actually completely trapped away from his allies. Cold Snap as well, some more right clicks. There's the Chen heal. Shivas as well, going to slow him down by quite a bit. Shackle will land on Funzy this whole time. This Nether Ward doing a crap load of damage, and it looks like he will survive. Eventual Spirit does get sent back just in time, no deaths there. And even when somebody is left behind, Virtus.Pro unable to take the kill.
Yeah, that was very good support there. Nice swap to get Beastmaster out of the way, and then a nice send back by Chen. Holy Persuasion by Chen. Yeah, saved everyone over there, and I think they should have gotten a kill over there. I don't know. They landed the Shackle, they landed all their disables, but the DPS without the Crawball just wasn't high enough.
And they were a little hesitant because of that Nether Ward. It really reflected a lot of damage towards them. So, Age is picked up again by the Dire team. Shoxka now with a Crystallis, so he's going to be doing crit in case he wasn't doing enough damage. And the Age is up on Beastmaster played by Funzy. So I think this is the point where Virtus.Pro needs to smoke gank again. If they lose the team fight, it's over, because it is so behind now. Let's look at the graph looks normal, but we saw what happened in that team fight. That was basically Enigma dying and them running the whole time, and they barely didn't lose more heroes. Like, if they would have just straight up fought there were so many summons, there were so many disables, the Nether Ward made a huge difference, and it is just a ticking time clock for Virtus.Pro here.
And games like this where, as you can still see, Radiant still has a kill advantage, but it doesn't matter.
11-9 in a 50-minute game.
In a 50-minute game. It's just that both teams have been playing very safe, and I think that Virtus.Pro needed to take a few more risks while they could. I guess sitting back wasn't the best idea for them because they look pretty behind right now. Can they make a good team fight happen?
Oh, swap on Kuroki, follow-up stun as well. 1 Force Staff, might see more Black Hole maybe from NS. He's thinking about it. There's the Midnight Pulse as he does cast the Black Hole, and swap is on cooldown, so I think they're going to be able to get Funzy, but that's just the Aegis loss for them. As Shadow Fiend gets hexed as well on the high ground, they're going to back off from that one. One good advantage finally going to them as Kuroki is going to sit here. Still pretty aggressive. Swap 25 seconds away, so they didn't lose any heroes there. As we see a mech looking for the Shackle as well. Effing Mad is going to drop right off the bat. Hex on Shocks. Can they kill before the Cheesy pops the cheese, though? That is the BKB ulti. NS eats that one. Crystal Maiden dying immediately, and Kuroki now being chased as another Midnight Pulse goes down. There's a Decrep as well, and the Spirits come back. That's a full heal on him at least, but can they still get the kill off? No Shackle on Funzy as the Malefice lands, and a few right clicks from Shoxka. Force Staff to keep Enigma alive, just barely. Oh my gosh, Kuroki goes back in. He wants to kill Kabap. He does get the kill there. And now Funzy low HP. Surprisingly doing okay. Another Hex on top of Funzy. We might see Beastmaster dropping. Surprisingly, looks like Virtus.Pro is going to win the skirmish, pick it off 3 heroes, and only losing that Crystal Maiden.
That was very well played by Virtus.Pro.
Wow.
They're just staying in the fight, surviving from the skin of their teeth, and just coming back in. One thing I'd like to point out there is that it was kind of an awkward initiation for Shadow Fiend. He used his cheese before he got any damage off to try and get that ult off.
Yeah. And
I just I don't know. What I would suggest was waiting for that Crawball to run out. He had used it, and they had no urgency to run in there. They could have waited his duration and then fought, but I guess they went for it, and it didn't turn out too well for them. Can they make a Rax attempt here?
2 heroes are dead. Venge just respawning to see if she TPs forward as the Manta split. Pipe as well for Virtus.Pro. Even an ulti from Krob. This is their time to take a Rax, and the tower is going to fall. Beastmaster, 15 seconds left. Definitely blast on the Necro 3's Kuroki. He's going to take some reflection, but he still has a ton of HP, so it doesn't even matter. Even the Nether Ward about to go down. There's the swap finally, and S going to get caught. Penitence as well as a few right clicks. Another Force Staff. That's going to keep him alive. Double Force Staff. He's not killed yet. Kuroki runs away. Scandal getting out as well. Nobody from the Radiant team getting killed at all. And Virtus.Pro, can they escape without losing anybody? That would be a huge boon.
Yep, extremely well done, and the Rax gets picked up. The most important part about that push. They lose mid Rax, the mid melee Rax, so yeah, well, very, very well done by Virtus.Pro over there.
I thought this game was over. It's not over yet. Yeah, they take the Rax, they barely win a team fight, squeezing in and out for kills. And I'd also like to point out once again, I thought Kuroki was being way too aggressive running back in for those 3 heroes in this gank in the jungle, but he ended up picking off the Beastmaster, and that was the only reason they were able to take the Rax right there.
Yep, and it's like small decisions like those that can like turn the tides of a game. Being a Rax ahead right now is so important. They'll feel a lot of pressure get lifted off them right now. They'll feel they can roam around the map a bit more freely with that mid lane pushing in all the time.
Chen does have his Aghanim Scepter, so all of my crap talking about that item choice is now going to be very useful. Full heals for that. Effing Mad with a Smoke of Deceit, still level 15. Once he hits 16, things get scary. But man, how about that coordination to save NS? I mean, how many times has he gotten swapped now? It's just double force.
And it's instant, you know, like no, like you know, everyone in a team fight, everyone's casting their own spells. They're trying to make the most out of the team fight, and as soon as NS gets swapped, you have 2 instant 4-stars pulling him back right away. Wow, how do you do? Like, what do you do against that?
Yeah.
You not swap NS, but then you get Black Hole. NS is the best swap target even right now, but every time they do it, if there is support around, then they can't get a kill off.
And smoke comes from mTw. They're going to be looking for a kill here as Scandal farms the Ancients. Looks like they might just go up the mid. Kebab has a couple creeps as well. And are they going to jump in? There's a couple pings. They might be able to spot them. He's thinking about going up the hill. He's a little hesitant. Oh, the rest of the heroes do get spotted, though. Yeah, they definitely had vision of the Avenge as well. So smoke is a little bit wasted. Santa's on the top lane. He's got his MKB finished, so he's going to have some pretty good damage output, especially with Focus Fire. And doesn't have to worry about that butterfly anymore, so I expect to see him gunning for that Shadow Fiend. And without evasion, Shadow Fiend's actually decently squishy.
Yep, and that MKB does add a lot of damage to Windrunner, and even if she uses Focus Fire on him, she's still going to be doing a lot of damage. Cannot possibly hope to stand and fight her with Windrunning on.
Now Virtus.Pro is going to go towards the top lane. There's a regen down. Death Prophet grabs that one, and I guess they're going to go in straight for a push. Mid-Rax is also being pressured in, and if they can get to that tower, and they can try to trade Raxes at this point, that would have a net advantage, but mTw's push is really strong with that Daedalus up on the Shadow Fiend. And I guess they're going to go for a trade situation. mTw wants to take the Rax. There's the first glyph being popped. Dire Team does not have their own glyph, so that's actually going to make things pretty even here. Crystal Maiden actually TP's back to slow things down a little bit, and everybody from the Dire Team is TPing. They actually catch Synderen, so Synderen's going to be left behind here. Virtus.Pro, Blow Your Brain is going to fight a Pugna solo here. He puts down the Plague Ward, and there's the Life Drain and the team fight going on top as well, so they take the tower. Complete tower trade currently, as Synderen might try to take a Rax, but Virtus.Pro going to try to stop it. Roar goes on Kuroki top lane, though, and we see the Black Hole. It's going to catch Funzy. It almost gets blasted out. He's going to get sent back, though, just in time. Oh, he makes it. One hit away, and he would have died. Funzy ends up surviving just barely here, as Pugna is going to take the melee Rex. There's a TP back, and it goes down. Synderen's able to take it. Santa may be able to get the kill on him at least. Probably will just know he doesn't have a TP scroll, so he's going to make it out. More teamfight happening top. Scandal backs off. Kuroki getting right-clicked as well. So did they trade? They don't trade. mTw is able to take a Rax advantage. Oh my god, the Necro 3. It got the second Rax. They got Shadow Fiend, though. Shadow Fiend buys back. Kebab is well going down. Man, there's like 2 important things going on the map right now. This is hard to follow. The melee barracks gets dropped. So Virtus.Pro does lose a full set of Rax, but they also grab a melee barracks out of mTw, tornado things down a bit. Man, crazy game so far. Still so close, 17-10. EXP graph is too close to call, and gold as well.
I think Sokshka did all he could over there trying to hold off, while without the Pugna, without the Beastmaster who was healing up at base, and it was just the Chen and the SF holding off, trying to keep them off the Rax for a very, very long time. But eventually, with all the stuns and all the AoE damage coming in, he just I guess he had to use a buyback. He was forced to buyback. But Synderen did do a good job getting the bot Rax in return, so it pretty much ends where it started with mTw at a one Rax disadvantage. Pretty much.
They are on different lanes, so and look at the 2 Rax position as well. So pretty much the top and the middle positions for Virtus.Pro are going to be constantly pushing. This makes them easily able to just go bottom. They can go bottom. It also happens to be close to Roshan if Roshan respawns, so they just have to slowly pressure bottom. Mid will pressure, as will the top lane. And Crystal Maiden buying a Heaven's Halberd.
Wow. Holy.
Oh my gosh. That's evasion. Keep that in mind. 25% evasion, great against Shadow Fiend because he does not have a Monkey King bar, so 25% of those hits is going to miss Crystal Maiden. And she can also disarm somebody, prevent them from attacking, which is going to be great against Shadow Fiend. Once his BKB runs out, it's only 5 seconds. That will happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to be, he's going to be without his BKB for majority of the fight. He's only going to pop it when he's trying to pull off his ultimate. And you will see a long disarm. Well, it's going to feel a lot longer than it is on the Shadow Fiend because there is no other physical damage coming out. Vengeful does do a little bit of damage, Rexar's Aura, but mostly you're relying on the Shadow Fiend's right legs. Now that is one thing we failed to touch up on during when we were talking about how mTw has the harder carries. I said they just have one though.
That's a really good point. They're going to have the Windrunner, they're going to have an Invoker if he decides. Invoker does have an MKB, same thing. They just start putting MKBs on ranged semi-carry heroes, and all of a sudden they're fulfilling much more of a carry role.
Yeah, and the MKB on the Invoker, with Wax, Invoker hits really fast, and he hits really hard as a result. And the MKB on him means that, you know, SF is gonna... He's not as strong as he was 10 minutes ago, or even 5 minutes ago.
We even have a Helm of the Dominator on the Windrunner as well, so it's looking really, really good for them. They're still going to pressure things. As you look at the map, mid lane is pushing, top lane is now pushing. Despite it being pushed out a little bit, they're going to farm Ancients, they're going to wait for the Roshan. This might be the first Roshan they get. It's about 30 seconds away here. Or are they going to take the fight outside of the base? It'd be a little scary to be in the Roshan pit when they got initiated from the high ground, but...
Definitely. With the lanes pushing in, I don't think they want to leave that top lane as it is. It might do a lot of damage to those throne towers.
Yeah, it's totally true. Got to keep these towers up, man. If there's only, especially if you kill just one of the two of them, it is already a big disadvantage. Definitely, does half as much damage, which means the wave is much more likely to just throne you. But Effie and Mad coming forward. He's going to get spotted up by the creep wave, though, so they know they have a little bit of time here. Wow, did they kill that fast?
Yep.
Who's going to grab it? Cheese and Aegis picked up. Aegis on Invoker, Cheese on Kuroki. Great choice. He has a little bit more survivability. He went for an AC next, so he's sitting at 30 plus 30 armor here. Oh my gosh.
I think this is nearing almost impossible for mTw. It's sad that we have to see this, but they've played so well the whole game.
It's not over yet. I mean, it's
not over yet, but they are at a significant disadvantage right now. When it comes to
I can't imagine. I can't believe it went from a game where I thought mTw had it in the bag to now Virtus.Pro is back in the advantage.
Now, that's Dota for you now. Lovely surprises all the time.
Yeah.
And this Crystal Maiden is so farmed. So is this Prob.
2k gold. Let's just check the items, see if there's anything else amazing I'm missing. The Helmet Dominator was on Windrunner, we saw that. Enigma actually playing the support role this game, really.
Support role, yeah.
Venge has pretty much nothing special. Beastmaster going for an Aghanim Scepter, but that's about it. Vlad's on Pugna, but here's the smoke. I think they're just going to run up the mid and team fight it.
I think they're looking for a kill, waiting for someone to come up and push this lane back before they initiate on him. And the Pugna, will he take the bait?
I think they're just going to play it safe. They know what might happen here. They're going to ping to the top lane. They're going to try to come up to the top lane here. See if mTw adjusts to it. Alright, they're on the top lane. There's the spawn. They're just going to take it. Oh my god, the damage. AC, Alacrity with multiple Monkey Gang bars, and it goes down. So, wow.
It's, right now I feel that Virtus.Pro can just walk into bot tower and just right-click it down, and before the SF gets 1 or 2 kills, they're going to take the tower.
Especially with that AC.
And the Crob ult, and the Windrunner Focus Fire, and the Fort Spirits.
But if they lose the team fight too badly, it's totally a throne.
Definitely, definitely. So they don't want to take that risk. Obviously, they're not going to do that, but they're going to play it safe. But in any engagement, I think mTw need something miraculous right now to throne right away.
Man, this game is so tense right now.
Yeah, anything could still happen. It's still up for grabs. Rexstar has an Axe, so his ult initiation range is going to be huge. 900 range, I believe, on his initiate now.
Yeah, you can just hover your mouse over the icon. It is a giant range there. Vengeful Spirit's finally 16 as well, and look how big that is. That's like if I center my camera on here, I can barely see the outer limits on my screen. It's basically anywhere on the screen by the Vengeful Spirit. She's going to swap somebody, which thus far hasn't really been as effective as it could be. And there we go. NS picking up the Blink Dagger.
Oh, finally. Yeah, I think that's the only thing left to get now. And the swap on the Enigma would have been good if everyone wasn't so fat. That level 3 swap, if it came a little earlier, although you can't really expect it to on a Vengeful Spirit.
Yeah.
You can't really force a level 16 on a Vengeful Spirit most of the time, but it might have countered those double force staffs. Maybe pushed them a bit further back.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
They are smoked up again. Do they have any more smokes? They're actually out of smokes unless they have some hiding on some heroes.
They could wait it out, but I think they're going to make something happen here. They feel pretty confident, and I would if I was them.
And mTw's positioning is very good right now. They're just totally prepared for this. They're going to run up to the high ground. It's going to see a Shackle on a Centaur trying to pick those off. Necro 3 is also spawned. At this point, they could just spawn Forge Spirits and Necros and just right-click towers.
Yeah. The Sentry Ward gets destroyed by the Necro 3. And as well as Chen's creeps all take a fall.
They're going to kill Moonwells. Not the Moonwells. Not the Ziggurat swap. There's the Blink forward. Great Blink from NS, and they're going to drop Venge right off the bat. Roar goes down on NS. He's going to die immediately, doing huge crits there. Kuroki as well getting back. His HP, his armor is ridiculous. It's actually tanking this up very well. Great blast as well from Scandal, trying to get that Shadow Fiend. He was down to 900 HP. Blow your brain running away. Axes landing as well. Kuroki from the low ground, but he's almost dead here. He does have that heart, of course, and only one death on the Dire team. Are they going to grab... Oh, the swap on the Shadow Fiend. Is he going to get sent back? Oh my gosh, he's going to send it back. Huge save from Kabap there. Funzy, very, very low HP. Another slow being used as Santa right-clicks him down, trying to get the kill, but they're just going to go for the racks. It's going to be Glyph, though. They have a little bit of time. Scandal almost dying to the tower, and they have to back off. They can't go in. They don't have enough HP.
Wow, that was great play from both teams, saving that Shadow Fiend at such low health.
Oh,
Great shackle shot lands and instantly, and that blink from NS as soon as he got swapped in. It's like he knew it was coming.
That decrep send back on Shadow Fiend, that saved them the game right there. It's not over yet. They broke even on that, but it totally saved his life. They were out of nukes. They couldn't right click him. He had like 400 HP left over and they had MKBs. There was no way he was going to survive that.
Yeah, definitely.
That was a huge save. Man, Kuroki is super tanky though. Oh my gosh, did you see that right click? Shadow's right clicking is like, is he even right clicking me? I can't tell.
I know, he was just, I think he might have gotten a bit unlucky on crits when he switched to Kuroki. But even through that, it would take a lot of hits for anyone to bring down Kuroki. They need a Terror, a Medallion, and everything on
Desolator.
him.
They need 4 Desolators.
Whatever, Soul Catcher, bring in a Shadow Demon from somewhere.
They need one here to carry 6 Desolators. That's the only way to do the damage. That's a joke, by the way, guys. I know how mechanics work. Don't make fun of me. Yeah, so they are hanging up by Roshan, about halfway to respawn here. Man, that blink.
I'm gonna see another rush.
There's so many good plays there. You're totally right. MS blinking, God.
Yeah.
It's like 4 epic plays. And they're pushing forward. Everybody pretty much has buyback gold, actually. They might lose a lot. Kuroki definitely does. Enigma does not. One of the few. But the rest of the heroes sitting very, very well in terms of gold levels. They might initiate. This is the one time mTw's actually outside of their base. Are they going to go in? No, Scandal's actually not there. He's got Aegis still up. Was Cheese used? Yeah, Cheese was used, so... Kuroki took a ton of damage that last fight, that's for sure.
Yeah, he used the cheese right before he went for the bot racks, or I believe as he was getting focused on. Yeah, because I saw him on the low ground still with very low HP, and he must have used it after that, and then tried to take the racks.
And smoked by mTw. They're looking for some kills in the jungle, but I don't think they're going to find anybody here. NS trying to farm. Everybody trying to farm. Everybody trying to not die. Trying to not lose the racks. The tower only has 488 HP. And, man, they're so lucky that the last racks that is left to be taken is the one that they're trying to push. Because it's just like... It basically means that mTw can never just get a natural push going. Virtus.Pro can always stop it.
Yeah, definitely. The tower on the bot lane is pretty low. How many more waves of attack can it withstand?
Yeah, spawn the Necro 3s, send them in. Necro 3 Forge Spirits.
And you know what? Save for buyback, suicide. Buyback and suicide again.
That's a really good point. They could just 5-man suicide and then buyback, and then
they have a lot of options, which is why I said that Virtus.Pro right now have the game and it's theirs to lose.
I totally agree with that. The wave pushes up, Forge Spirits going in, spread them out, do that damage. Scandal at level 20, so 5 levels of Exhort, 4 levels of Quas. Tornado gonna give some vision here, trying to spot them. A Greater Hawk coming out as well, so if we check the Dire team's vision, what can they see? They can see Crystal Maiden, the most stacked Crystal Maiden in the world on the mid lane.
This SF, this is the most farmed SF you'll ever see. I don't think it gets any more farmed than that.
Boots of Travel.
That's pretty much...
That's like perfect items, I might point out. Like, maybe you could argue for MKB over Daedalus, but it doesn't get more farm than that. And with Satanic, he can pretty much... You might as well call that a cheese. If he's attacking when he uses that, he's gonna fully heal. That's crazy. He's got a lot of HP now too, since he did pick up that Satanic.
He's gonna try and time his Satanic along with his BKB. I believe that works, and I believe that way no one can disable him during a Satanic duration.
That's a really good idea. They are pushing up a little bit. If they can catch Shadow Fiend right now. Oh my god, he's way out of position. No Hex, no Hex. He doesn't get disabled. Santa runs back, pops Windrun. Kuroki as well doing an ulti going in, but he's completely surrounded here. Oh man, they're way spread out in kind of weird directions there. As we see the Black Hole finally get casted, but Shadow Fiend, there's the Ghost Scepter to keep him alive for just a second, but looks like Virtus.Pro making some slight mistakes. The Rax is going to go down on one left, and I think they're going to try to sacrifice on it. Kuroki trying to get the kill, and the ranged barracks is still alive. Crystal Maiden popping an ulti as well, but they are all dying, and that's 4 dead. Kuroki can buy back.
This is possibly their last chance to go on an offensive. They cannot hold on to that range racks for much longer. They need to make something happen right now.
Everybody can buy back except for Enigma. He is about 100 gold away.
But this is the only way they're going to get any map position to move out of their base.
Man, I can't believe they didn't hex that Shadow Fiend. If they would have hexed Shadow Fiend, I think they could have killed him right there.
Yeah, I
possibly.
don't think. I think they were kind of focused, and they had a plan on getting on
Maybe
focusing on some other heroes.
Maybe I was
They
thinking
didn't.
about the wrong people. Windrunner was up there. Oh, the swap on Windrunner. This could be it. Santa gets initiated on. Oh my god, he's got to feel so bad right now. The right clicks, but 4 steps away, but the crit comes through.
Wow.
And the buybacks.
179 on that crit.
Oh
That
my
is huge
gosh.
damage.
I can't believe he's so far up. Vengeful Spirit level 16. Kuroki's going to slow things down, but EMP, Meteor as well. Shoxa, he actually gets Hex. He does have the pipe up as well as blocking some pretty good damage with the right click is severe here. Heal as well, use BKB up on him. He hasn't used the Satanic quite yet. Still thinking about turning it on.
He's gonna go back to full HP.
Oh, he wasted a lot of the time, but it does go full HP. Kuroki backing up. Cinderin very, very low HP. A couple right clicks on him. If he dies here, oh, he does get picked off. Can buy back, possibly. It's actually on cooldown. No, he buys back immediately. Shock's gun with the Midnight Pulse. Malefice as well. This could be his death, perhaps. No black hole on cooldown. Deafening Blast also being used. If they can hex him again, he's going to die. He's right clicking. He wants some lifesteal, but it's not going to be off. Cold Snap gets the kill. Kuroki is maybe going to drop here. He's running away. Does end up dying. Venge dies as well, though. Funzy Frostbite slowed by the ulti. And they're trading even. Kabap as well, trying to juke through the trees, but not going to happen. And Virtus.Pro defends it. Ultra kill on Invoker.
Wow, great play there from Invoker as well as Enigma, landing those key Malefices just when Shoxika is trying to get away. And the Nova drops, the Frostbite drops. Wow. This Invoker is doing a lot of damage right now, especially with those Fort Spirits and that Cold Snap. And that Max Wex.
He's going straight for it. Shadow Fiend's up as well as Pugna. He's got to defend this building, but he's going to be invisible. I don't even know if they have vision up. There's the Forge Spirits. He's attacking Alacrity as well. He doesn't even care. Shadow Fiend's right there. He's like, whatever, I'm trying to take it. He's so close. He did the Hex, but the Glyph comes through. That keeps it alive as he tries to backdoor it. And that's going to actually heal it back up to full HP, guys. That's a backdoor. Thank you, backdoor protection, but here they come. There's the Malefice. Crystal Maiden needs that DPS. The right click comes. They don't even want to get the kills. There's the Alacrity, and that's going to be a Mega Creeps. It's not over yet. mTw just needs to win this team fight, then they can actually go for a push, but NS may end up dying. He's going to be able to blink out, though. Oh, a little bit of misblink. Okay, he does blink. Thought he was not going to make it there. And her Blow Your Brain actually using the Frostbite on Shoxka, and now all the creeps have a ton of HP and do a lot of damage. 100, there's a swap. NS is going to pay for this one. Does end up dying. But all they have to do is wait until Krob survives, and they're going to be able to hold off a push.
Yep, it's quite close to over right now. Very, very, very well played by mTw. They made a few mistakes in the mid game, cost them a racks, and then the trade for top racks and their bottom racks. I don't think that was worth it. Being 1 racks down is not as bad as being 2 racks down, even if you do manage to get an enemy's racks. But even then, they've played brilliantly the whole game, and Virtus.Pro just edging them out in most of these team fights right now because of how farmed every hero on the map is.
Funzy pressuring the bot lane a little bit. He's got boots to travel up, but man, they have to get like a lot of easy kills. There's the swap roar. Actually, swap is arguably too long in this place as they're gonna right click Santa, almost getting the kill. Uses Windrun as well as the pipe. Now running away. The shackle is gonna latch on. Oh my god, the black hole catching 2 heroes. Syndra not able to disable, and they are gonna be able to get 2 kills here on the bot lane as a result. Even maybe catching Syndra, and uses the BKB. Running away now. Kuroki is so fast, and nothing else going on in the other place than that. There's the Manta Split. Shoxa trying to win the team fight. Blast not able to stop him from attacking since he did use BKB, but Pugna goes down, and this could be it. NS trying to juke a little bit as Shoxka's BKB about to run on. There it is. He gets picked off, and that is going to be a good game. Well played, called. And
Wow.
Virtus.Pro wins game 1, or the first best of 1. Continuing on, mTw to the losers bracket, and that is the first best of 3. Wow.
That was a very, very good game. Very closely fought. 69 minutes. Epic. And I'm just happy I got to see a fully farmed Shadow Fiend. You don't see that too often.
Yeah, you don't see you don't see fully farmed Crystal Maiden too often either.
Yeah,
actually.
that Crystal Maiden.
Yes, I'm officially level 2 with 222 battle points. I'm the man.
Oh yeah.
Alright, sweet guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back in just a second with some more best of 3s. We'll give you some info shortly as we talk and find out what's going on Skype. So, thanks for watching. That game was super, super awesome. And any shoutouts, Memoria? Go for it.
None at the moment.
Okay, well, if you guys want to see more from me, go check out my website. It's crashed at the moment, but I would love for you to go try to access it. It might be up. PurgeGamers.com. Don't know what's going on with it. We're looking into it. Or go check out GhostGamers.net for all of your coverage. There's also the Eastern qualifiers going on right now. Gods is casting those, I believe. So if you want to see any of that, just go to GhostGamers.net. You will find article links. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back in a second.